Rise in the morning. Your day just got started.
Everybody rise.
Rise with Dr. Zee.
Everybody rise.
Wake up and live.
Everybody rise. Wake up and live. Everybody rise.
Rise in the morning.
Wake up and live.
Rise in the morning. Your day just got started. Rise with Dr. Zee. Wake up and live.
Everybody rise. Wake up and live. Everybody rise.
Good morning. Hey, it's another beautiful day. Now, get up. And I want you to do something for me. I want you to be prepared to take part today. I will have someone with me, Junior, and we're going to be talking election. We're also going to mention a bit about the coronavirus, which is really getting worse. All right. So wake up, get up, wake your partner up, wake the children up, everyone. And I know that it is beautiful because I'm sitting here and I'm seeing the sun, the beautiful sun has come out and it's even though it's a little cloudy, but the sun is going to erase everything. What a beautiful day. Okay, it's a day that we have never seen before that the Lord has given to us. And so, good morning, Kathy and Sonia McKee and Genevieve Gitter and Eon. Eon, it's good to see you. Joyce C. Smith, and everybody else who is on. Deanne Fraser, it's good to have you guys on this morning. Oh, yes, Serafina Kwashi. Oh, my goodness, Jillian McIntyre, sweeties, it's good to have you guys. And so, welcome to everyone who's tuning in from the Caribbean, America, Canada, England, all over. And so, thank you for tuning in. And let's have a good time this morning in the Lord. Okay, so as usual, we don't start without prayer. And so I'm going to pray this morning. Okay. Oh God, our Heavenly Father, thank you. Thank you for all that you are doing in our lives, all that you have done, oh God, for keeping us safe. Heavenly Father, I just ask you to bless everyone who is within my hearing, oh God. God, whatever blessing they need, financial, health wise, anything that they ask of you, oh God, believing that you will do it. Oh Heavenly Father, as we delve into certain things today, oh God, just give us the wisdom, give us the knowledge and the understanding, Lord. Thank you again for all that you have done and all that you're going to do in thy most precious and holy name. Amen. Amen. And Alicia Tillock, Lucille Pascal, Misha Peters, good morning. And Misha is tuning in from St. Vincent today. It's good to have you guys on. Now, our inspirational thought for today. If you translate every mistake of your life into a positive one, you will never be a prisoner of your past, but you'll be a designer of your future. Let me repeat that. If you translate every mistake of your life into a positive one, you will never be a prisoner of your past, but you'll be a designer of your future. And that is so true. We are human and we do make mistakes, but we need to look at it in a positive way because mistakes are made, but it's supposed to make you stronger. It's supposed to make you understand which way you really need to go. So it will become a designer of your future. Perhaps the butterfly is proof that you can go through a great deal of darkness and still become something beautiful. That butterfly stays in that cocoon for a long time. And then when it bursts open, it is the most beautiful thing to see. And so those are the things that we need to look towards. Charlene Alsop, Felicia Joseph, Wendy, Brave Boy, Sonia. It's good to have you guys. And if I miss your name, don't feel any way. Okay. Now we're going to just quickly go through the birthdays because I really want us to get to the election part of it. Yes. Good morning, Wendy. Long time no see. Yes. Yes. And 11/4. That was yesterday. We had Dale Pisedy of Grenada, Claire Balcom, Humlin Marishaw of Top 5 at 5, Wilburn, Sandy, Anthony Buckmeyer, Franchero Ellis of Barbados, Lisa Fletcher Griffith. Happy belated birthday to you guys. Edith Phillip, Kendrick, Baptiste, and Andre Buddy. So, you guys, I hope you had a wonderful time yesterday. And unfortunately, I don't have anyone who's celebrating a birthday today. But I know there are people out there who is celebrating and looking forward to celebrate today with their friends and family. So if you have anyone who you know is celebrating a birthday or who has recently celebrated a birthday, just put it up on the screen and I will give them a shout out. But tomorrow, Sydney F. Ross and Sabrina McBurney, happy early birthday to you guys. And I'm not going to leave out the seventh, Doreen Douglas Forbes, Kyron Thompson, Karen, my friend, and Louise Francis. So happy birthday to you guys. Okay, welcome. Miranda Thomas and Colleen Lovergirl Smith. Good morning. Good morning. And Kathy saying happy birthday to all the special birthday folks. And Sonia McKee is saying okay, that's a nice one. That's right. And so we celebrate also, but let's be cautious. We still have to be cautious, okay? Um, Judith Gibson, good morning to you too. I'm doing pretty good, thank God. He is awesome. And so we're going to take a short break and we'll come back and we will be talking election, okay?
Rise in the morning. Your day just got started.
Everybody rise. Wake
Rise with Dr. Z.
Everybody rise. Wake up and live.
Wake up and live.
Everybody rise. Wake up and live. Everybody rise.
Rise in the morning.
Wake up and live.
Rise in the morning. Your day just got started. Rise with Dr. Z. Wake up and live.
Everybody rise. Wake up and live.
Welcome back. And look at the sun. Look at my home. That sun is just flying through the window. Oh my goodness. What a beautiful, beautiful day. And so at this time, I do not have to introduce you guys to him. He is the founder of Ride Along Live, Mr. Junior. Hi, Junior.
Hey, how you doing? How you guys doing? Rise in the morning. Always hard for me to get up in the morning, actually.
I know that because some mornings I have to wake you up, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's always a difficult thing. But good morning to you and good morning to all the viewers. I'm watching and seeing Wendy and Kathy, Colleen and Miranda. Whole bunch of new folks in the morning. Waking up.
Yes, yes, and I have Angela Mitchell and Joanne Bradford Batson. Good morning to you guys, and Kathy saying good morning to you, Junior.
Hey, yes.
And I
Yes.
see my friend Reverend Shelby. She's on also, so it's good because this morning we are going to talk about something that is on everybody's mind at this time. And I'm just looking at the screen there, and it says that both um, Vice President Biden and the incumbent president have a path to 270. And so we don't want to celebrate anything too soon. We want to leave it open. And so this morning, we are going to talk about what is going on. So, Junior, let's go ahead.
Okay, so what is going on is, it's been 2 days now, and what is happening at the moment is just a consistent counting of votes. Now, I've been paying a lot of attention to this particular election. It's a big election, very consequential election, and it's astonishing because of the turnout. I think one of the biggest turnout that the U.S. have seen in terms of voting, probably in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Whichever president, as it stands right now, Joe Biden has gotten possibly the most votes of any candidate ever in an election. So that's speaking to the magnitude of the numbers that we're talking about. What also have to be understood is the way how everyone went into it. Because of the polls, everyone went into the idea that Joe Biden had about 15 different paths to victory. And we all said, we look at the polls and we said Florida, Georgia, possibly Texas, possibly Ohio. But that changed very early in the game. That trajectory changed after Trump won Florida, after Trump won Texas, after
Mm-hmm.
Trump won Ohio, because we all know that Ohio, no Republican really actually even made it close to the White House without winning Ohio, because there are
That's right.
some states that stand strong for either predominantly red states, predominantly blue states, like in New
Blue.
York, as you know, Dr. Z, in New York and in
Oh, yeah.
California and in Washington State, those places almost always break for
For the
for
Democrats.
Democrat. In
Yeah.
fact,
Oh, yeah.
Republicans don't even campaign. No one even campaign here in New York because they know how it falls. So that's how it kind of went in. But it started to get very, very interesting, very, very interesting. After the everything fall into place, everything was looking as how it was to be expected until we got down to the battleground states, right?
Oh, yeah.
And everybody, the battleground states, and you was there with us while we
Yes.
looked
Yes.
at the map, and we saw how it fell with the battleground states. As it stands right now, Dr. Z, it's still
Mm-hmm.
a nail biting experience because no one actually know what the fate of the candidates are in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada.
And Nevada. Yeah.
And
And
that's
the
where we are.
the thing about it is that we have one or two places where the like Fox News, they have called I think it's one of the
Arizona.
states,
Arizona.
Arizona. They have called Arizona for Vice President Biden, and that is not anywhere near decided yet. And so, they have been accusing other stations of false false news, and they are the ones who are actually giving out false news, because we have to be careful. There's no celebrating, nothing as yet, not until the results and every vote is counted. That
Exactly.
is important.
Well, you spoke about Fox News, so I want to zero in on the map a little bit. We're looking at all the maps. So we're looking at every map. We're looking at all the projections. And Fox
That's right.
News right now have Biden at 264 and Trump at 214. That's in contrast to CNN and the other news agencies who have Biden at 253, Trump at 213. The
13.
reason why
Yeah.
they have, and two things that Fox did. One, they gave Trump Maine second congressional district. They gave Trump that. The other stations did not give Trump that second congressional district in Maine, which is right here, right? So it's still open. Biden did win Maine, first congressional district. So it's two congressional district in Maine. They have one, and so you basically Biden won one, and the other one is open. Trump might win it, but it was not declared as yet. But anyway, they gave that
That's
to him.
right.
That's what brought his total up to 14. The other
214.
stations have him at 13. But what is more interesting is Arizona. And when you go in, you zero in on Arizona map as far as from Fox perspective, we'll see that like in counties like Apache County, right? Look what they look at the numbers here. They're saying 100% report in, right? But when you listen to the news on other stations, the votes are not 100% in as yet. So where did Fox get that information from? And also in Conestoga County, it's 100% in as they reported. So they gave Arizona to
Biden, Vice
to
President
Biden.
Biden.
And the fact is, as it stands, Biden could still lose Arizona because what has been happening, Biden lead has been decreasing while Trump has been increasing in numbers
Increasing.
in Arizona. So that particular race could flip back to Trump. So you have to look very closely at Arizona. Trump, Fox has him at as a Democrat, and it's too close to call with all the other races. Let me just go really quickly, Dr. Z, and show you what
Oh yeah.
CNN projected map look like, because it's good to look at all the different outlets to see. So let's look at Arizona. I hope you guys see in this Arizona right here. Let me put it on full screen. Arizona, from the CNN perspective, Arizona, the same area, Conestoga County, right up here, Conosino, or I'm not so sure if I'm saying it right, but anyway, you see the pictures right there. Look at what they're saying. It's 86%, 86% in, right? 86%,
And that's a
reporting at
lot.
100.
That's a big
86.
difference. Yeah, big difference.
Big difference. Big difference. And Trump lead has been increasing, especially in Phoenix. Now, we all know that you remember that what was his name? John McCain is from Arizona.
Mhm.
And the president has disrespected Arizona, John McCain, so many times. And John McCain's wife actually endorsed Biden. He's very popular. I mean, of course, son of Arizona. He's very popular there. So everyone is saying, okay, well, what Trump said is actually turning around to bite him, because in places like Phoenix, the main population centers is in Phoenix right here, right? But in last election in 2016, Phoenix went for the Republican. So there are still huge pockets of Republican votes inside of Phoenix, Arizona. So they're watching this vote, and these votes are coming in, but Trump is actually edging right now with about 7,000 votes lead in Arizona. In Arizona, and that is because of this population center. They just made a big dump of information, and it came in at about Trump lead just Biden lead just decreased. So it's quite possible, guys, that Trump could win Arizona. But although Trump may win or could win or might, or who knows, if he could win Arizona, that doesn't eliminate the different parts of victory for
So
Biden. So
that's
I
right.
want to look at Pennsylvania. You in Pennsylvania now, you understand Pennsylvania, you know how Pennsylvania runs. Pennsylvania is the home of Joe Biden. Actually, when I go to Canada, I always drive to Pennsylvania, and they have a nice crab market, a crab eat out place in Pennsylvania. I love it. Right in this area, right here in Philadelphia. And I love
Mhm.
Philadelphia. I was just there for a funeral just a few months ago. So let's go in Philadelphia and take a closer look at Philadelphia, Dr. Z. Philadelphia is the main pocket, the main population pocket, as you well know, in
In Pennsylvania. Yes, yes.
In Philly, right? In Pennsylvania,
In Pennsylvania,
and
yeah.
and it is at that particular area only 83% of the votes in at that particular area, and it's breaking almost at 80% to Biden.
To Biden. Yeah.
Though Trump had a 700,000% lead after the election, that has drastically decreased. Drastically decreased.
Very much so.
He's just about 30 something thousand votes lead at the moment. And there are 17% more to come in. And most of these votes that's going to be coming in is going to be coming in right from Philadelphia area right here, which is a huge Democratic pocket. And also in
Uh,
Pittsburgh.
And Junior, that's one of the reason why they are going all out to try to see if they could stop the vote counting in Pennsylvania now. That's the reason.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's funny that you see that they're saying stop the votes here but count the votes there, and it just showed desperation. I think it showed a huge level of desperation for one side, because one set of the supporters saying stop vote, stop the count, and his other supporters in cases where he losing, he's saying
Don't
count the
don't
vote,
stop the
count
count.
the votes. So which one is it? Which one is it? But
Oh
that's the
yes,
state of the play right now. So it's quite possible, Dr. Z, it's very, very possible that we could have a blowout victory right here in Pennsylvania for Joe Biden. Now, let me talk about why we think that this is very, very important from a holistic point of view. Why Pennsylvania is very, very important. Pennsylvania, if Joe Biden just win, say for argument's sake, right? Let's go back to the map a little bit here.
yeah.
If Biden wins Nevada, which he's leading, and
And
he wins
Pennsylvania.
Arizona,
Hmm.
say he doesn't win. Let's just leave Pennsylvania out for a second. If he win Nevada and Arizona, it takes him at exactly
270.
270. Now we all know that there are going to be recounts. There are going to be all sort of different things the Trump campaign will try to put up to contest those votes. Now at 270, anything could happen. It could flip. But if he wins Pennsylvania and he decides to call a recount, it makes no difference if he recount, because he will be so much. He'll be in the 285, almost 300 electoral votes. So some of
That's
the
correct.
may not even matter, even if he was called. And also in Georgia, when you look at Georgia, the numbers in Georgia are looking very, very, very good for Trump, for Biden. Sorry.
For Biden,
Although
yes.
right now it is Trump is leading, but this population center right here in Atlanta, Georgia, Bucks County, that particular area right here, although it's at how much percent? 95%. It is a massive population center for the Democrats, right? And the
And
votes have been coming in. It's been coming in sort of slow. Atlanta, Georgia, this whole area right here. Whenever you go, you have Atlanta Carnival, a lot of Caribbean people there, a lot of black people there, a huge support center for the Democrats. And the numbers have been coming in slowly and consistently in this area here. And it has been significantly impacting Joe Biden's chances right here. So quite possibly that Joe Biden might take the lead in Georgia as
in
well.
Georgia.
And that
Yeah.
all of this stuff could happen today. All of this could happen today. It's quite possible that Biden could win in Pennsylvania. That could be reported by about 12 noon today. It's quite possible that he could also take Georgia, right? And as we showed on the map earlier, it's very possible as well that he could win Nevada. Let me pull back. Um, Arizona is still a toss up because we don't know. Nevada is quite very, very possible. He's leading right now by a few hundred, 50, by
Thousand. Yeah.
88,000 votes, which is
Hmm.
significant. Which is significant because what happened in Nevada right now. Let me see how much percent in this area. Las Vegas is, when you go, we happen to be in there. We went there like a few years ago. That's where all the casinos, businesses. It's like New York, right? And when we look at places like New York and California, what we know is that they break predominantly in high numbers for the Democrat. So we
That's
have
right.
84% in Las Vegas, big city life. You know what I mean? Break mainly for the Democrat,
Democrats.
and it's a 16% more to come in this particular area right here. Huge population, and Biden is winning 52 to 45. It's not a huge margin, but big enough margin, and it could change the whole race right now. Well, it actually won't change the race because Biden is leading in this particular area right now. It has not yet been called, but it probably will be called soon, sometime today, and that most likely would go for Biden. So if Biden takes Nevada, even if he doesn't win Arizona, but he win Pennsylvania and he win Georgia, end of story. Even if Biden
Junior,
wins,
Junior,
yeah,
Junior. If Biden just wins Pennsylvania, That's it. Game over.
Yes.
At
Yes. If
2:53 and
Biden wins
26, game
Pennsylvania,
over. Yeah.
if Biden wins Pennsylvania, he would, what they call it, the blue wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
He already built that blue wall because he already took Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
right? Those states that's right about Michigan and Wisconsin. This area right here, last election, 2016, we had Trump winning this area right here. Remember, Obama won this 2016. The Democrat lost Wisconsin and Michigan,
And Michigan. Yeah.
right, and Pennsylvania as well. So if Biden came in strong and won right here in Pennsylvania, Donald Trump have no other path to victory. And here what the campaigns are saying. The campaigns, the Biden campaign, they're saying that they're very certain. It looks, the numbers looking very good. I mean, every campaign will say that they're certain, right? Everybody's saying that they're certain about their chances.
The
But
chances. Yeah.
what Biden is saying that is very, very, he looks very, very good because of what's happening in Philadelphia, that particular area. Very strong Democratic, very, very strong. And the numbers are coming in. It's at 83%, 17% more. And when those numbers come in, sometime today, by 12 p.m. today, we could expect a huge leap for Joe Biden in Pennsylvania.
And Junior, I remember election night when we were talking about what's going on. I think some of us got a little depressed when we saw certain things happening
Yeah,
because it looked a little bleak at one time. But you know what? We gotta have faith.
yeah. But you know why it looked bleak, Dr. Z? You know why it looked bleak at that time? You see, there are there are two things that run here in this election, right? One, there are day of
I'm
voting,
voting.
right?
Yeah.
So the day of voting, we have people going out and vote, and there were also mail-in votes and early votes. Now in Pennsylvania, in Michigan, and Wisconsin, those three states, the way how they do it, they check all the day of voting first before they start to check the mail-in votes and those early voting
Provisional ballots and all of them.
provisional
Yeah.
ballots and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So what happened is when you check the day of poll voting, Donald Trump, we remember that this Michigan was showing red for a huge margin, a huge the start of the voting. We were scared because we were like, okay, it would be difficult. It'd be very difficult if Joe Biden didn't win Michigan or Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Yeah.
After the day of poll voting was done, then they started to check the early voting. And what we know is that voting broke all sorts of records this year, all sorts of records,
Oh
right?
yeah. Over
And
a
when they,
hundred million. Over
over
a
100
hundred million.
million. And when they started to count those votes, you start to see the diminishing of Trump's lead. Biden was able to take over Wisconsin and also take over in Michigan as well. And the same thing in Pennsylvania as they start to check those early votes. So Biden has two things going for him in Pennsylvania. One, the hot pocket population center in Philadelphia, and most of the votes that all of the votes that they're counting right now are early voting and mail-in vote. And of course, we know that goes predominantly for Democrat.
And
Again,
something, Junior. They try to plan this thing in such a way that the night of the election he was going to come out like he tried to do to say that he won, because with all the unrest and all the talk about potential unrest, the Democrats decided, hey, look, we're going to vote early. And that was the thing, get out the vote early. And so on the day of election, we find most of the Republicans came out, and even right here in Pennsylvania, there was some voter intimidation going on, and his people came out to the polls, and they were actually demanding that people go in and vote for Donald Trump. And when you come out, they were actually harassing people. Who did you vote for? And all of this craziness. I just don't understand why people think that they have to do that. Voting is our innate right. People died. They gave their lifeblood for us to be able to vote. And so I am glad that people did not feel so intimidated that they did not vote.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. People came out and vote, but the people that came out and vote, it broke disproportionately for the Republicans. Donald
Hmm.
Trump were able to mount a very strong campaign to get out those votes on election day. Right, that worked in his favor, and a lot of people came out and voted, right? It was a record-breaking year. But what was very, very, good of the Democrat that they were able to mount that early voting and getting people to go out and vote early, whether by mail or whether by going into your early voting, and that broke records as well. And what we're seeing now is paying off for the Democrat. The early voting is paying off for Biden in major, major ways. Because we're saying, Dr. Z,
Major. Hmm.
what is happening right now, and from the time we started the program, we even saw an increase, a decrease in the whole the numbers for the Republican, and Biden is increasing increasing, well, not his lead, but he's increasing his margins in Pennsylvania. In Pittsburgh, it's up right now at, let me see, it's at 89%,
Hmm.
and it's a little under 30 something thousand votes. A little under, remember, Pennsylvania, when we started on election night, it was up to 700,000
Thousand. Yeah.
700,000 votes. When the president came out and he was speaking, he was saying, we're up by 700,000 votes in Pennsylvania. But now it's little less than 30 something thousand votes in Pennsylvania.
Could you imagine that? From
That is
700,000
yeah.
to a little less than 30,000. That's a great, and we still have so much more. We have a few 100,000 in Philadelphia to still count.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. And again, most of the, if you okay, let's look at some of the areas that votes could come in for the Republican. We're looking at, I'm looking, so I'm going to scroll around and see. Most of them are 95%, 95%, 80. Okay, so we have an 85% right here. And that's in Armstrong, right? By Trump is winning there by 81%, 81%. But this area, this Armstrong county right here, I'm not sure of how it breaks. But as far as what they were saying on CNN, it's not a heavy populated district area. It's not very heavy. So although it's 85%, they don't expect a massive amount of votes to come out
That's
as
right.
what to be expected in Pennsylvania.
In
So this
Philly.
area's
Yeah.
85, 95, 85, 95. So when we look around the map, right, what we see 99%. Most of the red areas are at 95% or 99%. It's like Trump lead would, you don't have much more to go. Like it reaches
And
boiling point and is max.
and
But Biden,
Junior,
however, yeah, go ahead.
those areas that are 95 and 99%, they are sparsely populated in
Yes,
comparison with Philly. And that's why the Democrats feel that they're definitely going to take over and be in front probably by the next batch of votes coming in from Philadelphia.
yes, exactly. Especially doctors, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. You know these areas, Philadelphia in particular. When you drive to Philadelphia, you see it is a heavily densely populated. Philadelphia and Las Vegas, Nevada, New York City, California, all of these places, it's commercial areas, a lot of
Yeah.
business, a lot of activities, and we all know how they break disproportionately for the Democrats than the Republican. And Philadelphia area, the densely populated area here, and the support for the Democrat in this
Oh yeah.
particular area. And we're at 95%, 83%, 17% more to go. And when this dump comes in sometime today by 11 or 12 p.m., 12 a.m. today, these numbers would vanish away the lead that the Republican have on Pennsylvania. Now
And
again, yes,
Junior, we have to also recognize that a lot of the people in Philly are they are of Caribbean descent. And so hats off, kudos to them.
yes, yes, yes. There's a lot of Caribbean people in Philadelphia. There are a lot of Caribbean people, a lot of black people in this area right here, a lot of commercial, a lot of businesses, a lot of activities right here in Philadelphia. And we're seeing that Philadelphia, particularly, is at 83%, 17% more to go, and that's just enough, more than enough to probably give Biden almost about a 50 to 60,000 increase over what we're seeing here from Donald Trump. And and it's a big if, right? If Biden were to win in Pennsylvania, Donald Trump have no other path to victory. Even
Um,
if,
But
even if,
hold on, Junior,
yeah,
Junior. There would be absolutely, there would be no victory for him because, as we said before, once Pennsylvania goes into Biden's corner, that's it. Game over.
yeah,
He will
exactly.
be over. He will be over 270.
Yeah, it'll be
Game
way over
over.
270. And you know, it's
Yeah.
important. It's important, Dr. Z, that, and I said it earlier, that um, Biden run up the numbers, not just at 270, but 285, 290, because it just put the president and the Republican in a tougher position. So if they ask for a recount, already he started to, lawsuit in Nevada, lawsuit in Arizona. I mean, he would sue anything. I was thinking that I'm happy that Florida, they took it out of Florida, because if it wasn't Florida, Florida is always the contested, heavily contested state. It's always. And we have a Democratic governor, a Democratic mayor in Florida, and it would have been even harder for them
Oh,
to
you mean Republic, Republican.
Republican, sorry. And so I'm happy that we're not talking Florida. I'm happy that that is out of the question. And I think Trump wanted he if it was a contest that came down to Florida, the Republican would have been happy to fight on battleground Florida.
Oh yes,
It would have been happy
definitely.
because it's all laid out perfectly fine in Florida for the Republican. We have the Republican governor, right? And I think it's Santos. So
Hmm.
everything would have been cook and curry if he was in Florida. But we're not talking Florida today. We're not talking Florida, and Florida doesn't even count on this map right here. I'll pull back out as we're gonna refresh the CNN map right there. So Florida
Hmm.
is not even a conversation piece right now. We're talking Georgia.
Exactly.
We're talking Nevada. We're talking Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania
right? We're talking Pennsylvania. So if I could pull back in the map right
and
here,
Arizona.
and Arizona. We're talking those areas right here, and it's a different conversation. It's a different conversation. So what Biden has to do at this moment? Well, it's not like he has to, anything else could be done. It's already written. But what have to happen is he needs to run the numbers up in those areas. If he were to win Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, not just by not just by not just by taking Nevada and making it 270. He need to run it up over 300. That makes it even more impossible, or even less likely that the Republican
They
could mount any kind of defense against his numbers.
exactly, exactly. And Junior, I listen to the radio stations and so on, and the television stations, and they keep asking why are people voting for Trump. Now, Trump is a businessman. He was very smart when he was running the first time. He called, and I'm going to say it, he called the bishops and the pastors and the ministers. He called them all together, and he found out from them what he needed to do in order to appeal to the evangelicals.
Right.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. And that's why we see in a lot of evangelicals voting, and that's the white evangelicals, because their pastors, their bishops tell them to, because they gave him the idea. And I believe that Trump was allowed to be there, and God uses anybody. He used the wicked, he used anybody to fulfill his mission. And Jerusalem had to become the capital of Israel. But as I say, he has done, I believe, what he was put there to do. But the white evangelicals, they are behaving in a cult like way towards him, because they see, okay, they talk about abortion rights, he's putting conservative judges on there, and they are very nationalistic. And so these are the people, the silent people who have been putting a lot of votes in Trump column, and these are the reasons. This is the reason why we had some of those polls being so screwed,
Right.
because they did not take that into account. And not only them, Junior, we have the Hispanics, and what the Democrats need to understand is that there are different makeup of Hispanics. You know what I mean, Junior?
Yeah. Well, people vote on their bottom line, right? I believe
Yeah.
people vote on their bottom line. So if you are in a county or a state, and the president's actions, like he might do certain things or sign certain legislation that positively affect you, you're not gonna hate him. You actually
That's
gonna
right.
love the fact that whatever he does positively affect you. So we cannot really blame people for supporting someone or not supporting anyone, right? Because people vote for their bottom line, and that is to be understood, right?
That's true.
And like if we go to Florida, if we understand Florida and the makeup of Florida, Miami-Dade County, those areas down there has a lot of uh, Cubans.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Mm-hmm.
Cubans there, they left Cuba because of what they deem as socialist government
Socialism.
in
Yeah.
Cuba. So they came over here and they want to build their life. Now, what the Republican and Trump is basically telling them is that, okay, well, Biden is a socialist and he'll bring you
Mm-hmm.
back into that type of socialist lifestyle that you left, that you ran from in Cuba. And although it's a lie because Biden is not a socialist, he said that numerous times, in the minds of these people, they would not support someone that they deem to be a socialist that is equal or equivalent to Castro or what they deem to be bad, what they left their family for. So that's what's happening in Florida. Now, when I look at it, again, everybody vote for the bottom line, and you cannot blame anybody for voting the way how they vote. But when I look at the black support for Trump, I don't see the correlation between the black vote and Trump, because Trump has said so much derogatory things to black people, and I don't think even the term MAGA, Make America Great Again, people would always say Make America Great Again. When was America actually great for black people?
For black people.
You
That's
know,
right.
so there are black people that say, yeah, MAGA, Make America Great Again, and championing his cause and support for Donald Trump. But what initiative has been taken other than insulting the black community, other than not even recognizing and understanding and able to even say the word Black Lives Matter or understand why people we say Black Lives Matter? It's not like every other life don't matter, but the fact is that what have been done in our community is like black life doesn't matter. He
Mm-hmm.
failed to understand that there is systemic racism that exists right here in the US. He thinks that is just everything that the police does, he empower them, he
They're right.
embolden them.
Oh yeah.
Hence the reason
Oh yeah.
why the police has been the police union even here in New York endorsed Trump,
And
because he
Junior,
emboldened them.
Junior,
Yeah,
remember when those four guys, the Central Park guys, you remember what
yeah,
he did?
yeah. He
You
took out a
know,
full page ad, you know, a full page ad. So systemically, no one could tell me different that Trump is not a racist. You can't tell me that Trump has not flirted or endorsed white supremacists. He share, he tag, he tweets about white supremacists to his 900 million plus followers on Twitter very frequently, very regularly.
that's right.
So he is in fact emboldened the white supremacists. So I don't see the correlation between Donald Trump and the black community. Hence,
And listen. I'm looking here at Clayton Quinn Newton. He says Trump that understands that there are two things important to America, and that is God and money.
yeah, yeah. Well, that is true. That is true. Because on the sense of money, when you're talking money, you have people like 50 Cents and Lil Wayne who endorse Donald Trump. And you're
Hmm.
asking, so why are they endorsing Donald Trump? and they're endorsing Donald Trump under the premise of the tax bracket. It's not because he's good for the community or not because he support the black community or anything like that. They're basing it on his policies would possibly affect them, the bottom line or the pockets at the end of the day. And that you can respect. I cannot respect people like 50 Cent. I mean, okay, if 50 Cent came out and said, well, listen, he has been doing good for the community, or he planned to do good for the community and support the community in this way, that way, or whatever the case might be. But no, it's a personal thing for him.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
it's going to affect my tax dollars. It's going to affect my tax bracket. I'm going to have to pay a little bit more in taxes. So you know what? Donald Trump, Donald Trump. And another thing is too, and I went on a tyrant yesterday because I was reading so much posts from even a lot of black people who are Caribbean people who are supporting. And again, you could support whoever you want to support, but
Yeah.
they're shouting MAGA. They're supporting 4 more years of Donald Trump. So I'm like, why? Tell me what 4 more years would bring. We have a president right now, 200,000 people dead, right? He doesn't have a plan going forward. Instead, he's talking about herd immunity, which I deem herd immunity as being mass murder. Herd immunity to me is like just letting the virus just go, just do what he have to do.
Just run its course. Yeah.
Yeah, and when that happened, it disproportionately affect black people.
The
We are
black
getting by
community.
a margin.
And
Because- Mhm.
Junior, this is what I do not understand. When that happens, you become one of the people with pre-existing conditions.
Yeah,
The Republican people are fighting right now in the courts to get rid of Obamacare, which actually helps the people who have pre-existing condition. It says that the insurance company, they cannot deny insurance to people with pre-existing condition. And this is one of the things that is so prevalent in the black community, and yet for all, they are not even looking at that. Okay, you need good health in order for you to enjoy your money, right?
yeah,
That's how
exactly.
I see it.
Exactly. Health come before wealth.
That's right.
It's not the other way around. Health come before wealth. You need to have good health in order to make money. If you're sick, you can't work. You can't
That's
do
right.
nothing. You
And
know?
and Junior, yesterday marked a milestone. Over 100,000 new cases of COVID-19 in America. Over 100,000.
Yeah.
And people have become so numb to the COVID-19. Listen, they are trying to go out there without mask. We have to do the things that is necessary to keep us and keep others safe.
And that is important. That is important. And I want people to zero in on that particular fact. The fact is that if you have a boss or someone that's in control or someone that you put in position, and I gave the analogy yesterday, sorry. If you are on a board of directors and you hire a CEO to manage a company, and the CEO end up doing things that kill 100,000 people, 200,000 people, so much failures and so much things that he's done to bring down the credibility of the company. He lies about everything. Are you gonna go back and vote that CEO of your business back for another 4 years? It's a practical approach. It's a practical approach.
Junior, there's a place out down south where this guy on the ballot actually died before election, and they voted him. They voted for him so much that he won. He won the
Wow.
election, and he was dead. That's how fanatical some of these people are.
Yeah. No, facts is a funny thing, and I hope that this is a referendum on how not to be as a person, right? How not to expose yourself to information that haven't been vetted or haven't really taken, because people are consuming. There's so much information, and there are some people who block out information coming from any other sources than Donald Trump. So if Donald Trump says the sky is blue, you're not going to even go outside and look up in the sky and see the sky is not blue. Yes, Donald Trump said the sky is blue, and
I got
that's his supporters, and that's what they
Junior, I
come.
got news for you. Even if they see the sky is not blue, they will say the sky is blue because he said the sky is blue.
Yeah,
And that's what being a fanatic means. You understand? And as um Rene Decoto says, in this election, Black people needs to wake up and learn that the system is trying hard to keep them out. We need to fight back and push back stronger. And it's not only Black people, Junior. Even while we are concerned about what's happening to the Hispanic people on the border, believe it or not, they are one of the reasons why Donald Trump won Texas and certain areas, because what is happening is that the first and second and third generation American Hispanic, they are so concerned about themselves that they block out completely the others who are trying to come to make a life for themselves.
absolutely.
It is just a matter of, I want to keep all the wealth for myself. I want to keep everything for myself.
Yeah. Colleen Bridgman said something there, and I think that is very profound, and it needs to be amplified. She's saying that this is what you'll get for 4 more years of Donald Trump. Divided, an even more wider gap in education system when it comes to Black and brown kids, a drastic cut in social services, more death due to COVID-19, more police shooting in Black communities in America. And that's what you would get. And I want to add to that, as far as it relates to immigration and the projection of where immigration is. You talk about a president that doesn't, first of all, he doesn't like the fact that immigration and we have chain migration, where we came here and we probably brought in our cousin or sister or brother or family member to come up as well. We filed for them, as we say, and that, what he's seeing, he wants to put a drastic stop to. Now, you came here, you were given the opportunity here, and you want to cut the stream for other people to get opportunities to come here as well. That is what 4 more years of Donald Trump is. It will be a drastic cut in immigration that would cut the chain migration to make it more difficult for you to obtain a green card, and higher deportation. Look how much kids, 500 plus kids, are at the border right now, and they can't find their parents.
And Junior, it's not only that. Even the people who are legal here now with green cards, he was trying to make it more difficult for them to become citizens. So if you're here, you're working hard, you're paying your taxes and everything, and then you want to send for your family, you can't even become a citizen. And in the latest legal twist, the judge blocks Trump immigration rule on public benefits. You remember what he wanted to do?
Yes,
If someone who is a legal resident alien got any benefits,
yeah,
which is your right to get, he wanted to say, if you got those benefits, you cannot become a citizen.
right.
Black people, wake up.
Yeah, yeah. Now,
Wake up.
all of these plans, initiatives by the Democrat, by Donald Trump particularly, is not towards helping Black people, and predominantly, particularly, absolutely not about helping Caribbean people. So when Caribbean people sit there and say support 4 more years of Trump, I had to shake my head, because again, everyone have the opportunity to vote for who they want to vote for. And I premise that by saying earlier that election is personal to everyone. Everyone, they look at the pocketbook, they look at the bank account, they look at their health, they look at their family. And if what has been done is positive for you and your family and the people in your surrounding, you most likely would want it to continue, right? You most likely want it to continue. But there's always a broader picture. There's always a bigger picture to this discussion right here. And it is his general policy towards Black people has always been to alienate, to make it harder for black people to succeed, systemic racism, and police violence that he endorsed, white
Yeah.
supremacists, and he emboldened those white supremacist groups and organizations, the Proud Boys, and all these people. I mean, it is crazy to think that we want 4 more years of that, and to let the coronavirus, which is a serious thing, to
Yeah.
just run its rage and kill as much people and talk about herd immunity, which is, I consider, and I'll say it again, as mass murder. And
Mass
it,
murder.
it is
Yeah.
particularly it is particularly bad for our community because we are the people that are going out and have to work. A lot of our community, we can't work from home because we have home health aid, and these people have to go into work. They have to go in. They're taking the trains and they're dying. There are more fast food restaurants and KFCs in our community. So we die
That's
from
right.
hypertension and all this, and we have this pre-existing conditions. We die from these things because COVID-19 disproportionately affect people with pre-existing condition worse. So if you have a pre-existing condition, morally obese, hypertension, high blood pressure, all these different things, it would disproportionately affect you. Some people would have COVID-19 and it's just a sniffle and they'll be
Hmm.
fine. But I just want to say I've been to so many funerals. I've been to hundreds of funerals from March
Oh
till
boy.
now. And I see the people that are crying. I see the people that are dying. I see
Mm.
the fathers that are mourning, the children that's crying their eye out, right? And I see it every day. And if you allow this to happen, to just run its course, think about how many more people will die in our community
Ju-
disproportionately to the other communities.
and that is so true because if this herd immunity is allowed to run its course, it is predicted by that by February 1st, over 400,000 people in America alone would be dead.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And if you do the math, Dr. Z, let's just do the basic maths, the basic maths. I was never excellent at math, but basic math we could do. At 9 million people that caught coronavirus in the United States, 240 something thousand people dead.
Hmm.
Now let's double that number. Let's make that 18 million people. America is a place of about 300 million. So let's make that 18 million people. We'll
Hmm.
have over 400, 500,000, which is half a million people. When 18 million people catch coronavirus. And that's on average
Yep.
because it might be even more because you have more people going into the hospital facility, which means that more people will die because some people will just die of not even from COVID. They can't even get into the hospital because they may have a high blood pressure or they may have a little stroke that they could normally go into the hospital. No, the hospital is filled with COVID-19 patients. What would happen now? You have an increased number of deaths, and especially in our community. At 18 million people, you have over 400, 500,000 deaths. And that's disproportionately some in the essence of about 20 to 30% African American or even higher.
Even higher.
Even higher.
Yeah.
So we are 13% of the population and we are dying in double or triple times the amount of COVID death because we are essential workers, because
Yeah.
we have to go out to work, we can't work from home, and this is what happened in our community. You are saying 4 more years of that. 4 more years of that. Where does that leave you? Where does that leave me? Where does that leave your brother or sister? We are talking about life and death. This is not about Republican and Democrat. This is about life and death.
Life and death. And Junior, you know what amazes me? Canada, England, all of these other places, Sweden, all of these places, they put in place during the COVID time a comprehensive package where every month they took care of their people. In America, we got one measly $1,200
Oh, doctors,
for
you don't even
all
start.
of these months.
Don't even
And don't even get us started there.
let me
And
tell
then
you.
you look at this when he could have signed off, the Republicans could have signed off on another $1,200. What did they do? He said, "Oh, after he win, he would give it to us." I mean, this is ridiculous.
This is it's more than ridiculous. And as you can hear, Brooklyn in the background right there. Hey, Brooklyn, how you doing? Let her down, guys. That's my puppy.
Yeah.
Let her down, please, Ada. So she'll stop making noise. Yeah. The thing about it is, we as black people, we have to really wake up. We have to wake up and stop accepting mediocrity. Is the worst thing, because people would always bribe us or tend to push little thing at us because they know how, just give them a $1,200 or just give them some food.
A promise of a 1,200.
Yeah,
And you, no, no, no. You said that, and I was reading an article where in Brooklyn, in certain parts of the country, Trump people were going around giving out boxes of food
food,
to the
exactly,
neighbors. And
exactly.
this lady said to them, "I take the food, but I'm still not voting for you. I'm voting for Biden."
And what did he do? What did he do? He know how to catch us, right? At least he know how to catch us, and we're making it easier for them, right?
Yeah.
He gave you this, he give you a check, and I even got the check. I ain't gonna lie, I got the check. I paid a couple bills with it, and on the check he has his big signature, and he wrote you a letter as
Hmm.
if to say that these monies are coming from
It's
him.
from him.
That's not coming from him.
Not
That's
at
not
all.
coming from Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't take it out of his pocket and give you $1,200. And people and a lot of people just fell for it. A lot of people are saying, yeah, well, I support Trump now because, and as minute as it is, and as simple as it is, a lot of people are champion his cause because they got $1,200, because they got a box of food and he signed Donald Trump. Because we believe in so much mediocrity that we don't think that's all that we worth. That's $1,200 is all you're worth. A box of food and some cheese and some eggs, that's all you're worth.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know what I mean? So we are the only community, I think, that give away ourselves for so much, for minute. Like, we don't think that that we should get more than just that. And they know how to get us. They know how to get to our community.
Very much so. Very
And
much
it
so.
is it is it
We
is
need
very,
to stop. We need to stop and start thinking that we are worth more than that.
we are worth
We
more than
are.
that. We are
Yes.
absolutely worth more than that. So other communities, you go to them, they have their organizations, they have they meet, they set up. And they're not just gonna, you're not gonna just give me $1,200 and, okay, yes, you got my vote. No, it has to be policy, it has to be immigration, it has to be a complete package and a policy. That's why, I saw the contract with Black America that was proposed by Ice-T, and I thought it was a good initiative. Although the contract with Black America doesn't speak directly to Caribbean people, it doesn't speak about the Caribbean interests in this contract. But it's a good start. So we're not just giving away our votes. We're not just saying, okay, well, our vote is worth $1,200, or our vote is worth nothing. It actually put a value to your vote. It actually put a value. It shows a sense of power, and that's what we need to do. It's a start, but it needs to get bigger. And every person need to understand and take into consideration very seriously that not because a majority is shouting something, you should just fall with the majority. You see a couple friends saying, yeah, like, it's cool. Trump 2020, that's cool. Make America great again. You think that's cool. But what does that mean to you? You are essentially
Hmm.
digging your own grave.
That's
What
right.
does, what does make America great again mean? That is a racist connotation.
Nationalistic,
Yeah,
racist
make
connotation. It
America
is.
great again. America was never great for black people.
Ah,
When there was lynching and murdering people in the North and the South, that wasn't great for you. It was great for them.
that's right.
Our
And, and,
ancestors built
and
the White
listen,
House and other places. Yeah, go ahead.
they felt good enough to put up all those statues of these people that were downtrodden and doing wrong things to our people for years and years. And those statues were there. And every time black people had to pass and look up at that and remember what these people has done. And
Yes.
yet, for all we talking about make America great again for us?
Yeah.
No.
America was never great. Newsflash to black people, and Black Star Barbie is saying employ everybody to read the contract with Black American how it applies to a boat, and that is important. But newsflash for black people: America has never really been great for us. America has never been great for us. We were always looked at as basically because they feel like they could give us $1,200 and we'll vote for them. We were always looked at as give them the pittance, make it difficult for them to get mortgages, make it difficult for them to get into colleges and education that would take them and their families to a different level. We have it 10 times as hard as other communities. It is not a level playing field. America would be great when everyone have we're on the level playing field. You know what I mean? We're not on a level playing field. Police are killing us in disproportionate numbers to a white counterpart or to anybody else. We are being shot in the back. We are being shot for just being black. We have been, our kids, we have to worry when our kids go outside. A lot of other families, white people don't have to tell their kids, well, if police pull up to your car, put your hand on the steering wheel, put your head down, don't make eye contact. Other communities don't have to do that besides us. So that's disproportionate to our community.
And Junior, what is so amazing is that even if you have a black family kind of get a piece of the American dream and their kids are driving a nice looking car, the police would stop them just because they see a black kid driving a nice car. I mean, this is really, really, really crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. But as I said, Dr. Z, there's a lot more to be said, and I'll leave you because I see we're going over time already.
And I'm hoping that on Saturday, God's willing, we will be able to come back and have a celebration. But at the end of this, what I want to say is that don't be upset and don't mad at your family member because they decide to vote different to you. We all have our reasons why we vote certain ways. Don't lose family and don't lose friendship. At the final analysis, God has the final say. He is the one who is going to, he already know who is going to be our president for the next 4 years. It's for us to get to know. Hopefully by the end of today or by tomorrow, God's willing. And so, my people, thank you. Thank you, Junior, for doing such an awesome job this morning. Thank you, my people, for coming on and listening and learning something today. And I hope that on Saturday, God's willing, when we come back, that we will have something to celebrate about. Have a blessed day, and may the grace of God and the sweet fellowship of the Holy Spirit rest, remain, and abide with us all now and forevermore. Amen. Go with God. And please, social distance, wear your mask, wash your hands. Please stay safe in God's name.
Rise in the morning. Your day just got started.
Everybody rise.
Rise with Dr. Zee.
Everybody rise.
Wake up and live.
Everybody rise. Wake up and live. Everybody rise.
Rise in the morning.
Wake up and live.
Rise in the morning. Your day just got started. Rise with Dr. Zee. Wake up and live.
Everybody rise. Wake up and live.
Hey, I got some good news for you. Looking for a passionate immigration lawyer with experience that spans over 2 decades? Someone trusted that served immigrant families just like yours? Well, look no more. Now you can benefit from her personal and professional experience. Diane Winter Funde. Schedule a consultation now and get assistance with your immigration journey. Specialize in adjustment of status, B1 business visa, B2 visitor's visa, consular processing, deportation defense, naturalization, and more. Give us a call today at 813-815-3529. That's 813-815-3529 or online at winterimmigration.com. Attorney Diane Winter Funde, law done differently.